Hello everybody, my name is Julian and welcome back to the Dev Diaries. I know it's been a month or two. We have been very hard working behind the scenes, setting up a studio. We've basically been a construction crew, getting a lot of things ready, and there's still more to set up in the studio. There was a lot of big flooding in Brisbane, which affected us as well. One of our rooms in the offices was flooded fully and it was completely wet floors. We've been bug fixing, updating the game, doing so much. It's been a massive start to the year for Flow Studio, and I'm going to catch you all up on it today. So we're going to jump into the game engine. I'm going to show exactly what we're working on and show you what will be included in an update that we'll be pushing out in the next week or two. That's going to include controller support, dropping the backpack on death, a whole bunch of stuff, a whole bunch of bug fixes. And then lastly, we have some big, massive, gigantic plans for Lens Island and stuff we've already been working on for the past couple months behind the scenes. So look, let's jump straight into this video and get into Unity, and I'll start showing you what we're working on. What I'm going to do first is just rapid fire go through a whole bunch of stuff that we're currently working on for a massive update at the end of the year. And then after I show sort of rapid fire through all those things, I'm going to talk about a couple of things we have planned for an update that's happening in a week or two from now. And that actually includes controller support and some big gameplay changes that everyone's been asking about for a while now. So there's lots of stuff to go through to do with Lens Island. Buckle in and let's start it. I'm in Maya right now, which is our 3D modeling program. So these are all the styles, these are all the building parts. Like you've all seen, we had the Pagoda update, which added in a whole new building style into the game, which was really cool. There's a whole lot more building stuff we're working on behind the scenes. So sprinklers, the whole way farming works is going to change in a very big way. There is lots of new items. This is going to be a mill, and you'll be able to upgrade the mill through several stages. The actual look and feel of the whole, I guess, all of the items, all the stuff you build and farm is just really changing. So you will be able to upgrade all of the stuff in your farm. You'll be able to upgrade the windmill, and that will give you access to different stuff. We have added in styles for all of the wells in the game. So now the wells, you can have a wooden well, an ornate well, a pagoda well, and a stone well. And the wells as well upgrade, and they have several upgrade levels which unlock new abilities for the wells. And the exact same thing happens with the water towers. The water towers also can upgrade through several different upgrade paths. We have new items like this, which I'm not going to talk about yet, and then all of these boxes are going to be even more items. So this is just one little slice of the way that Lens Island and the building and I guess the interaction, this is what we're calling the connections update. The different items that you can connect to each other to create a power grid or a farm or whatever. I won't spoil too much just yet, but there is going to be way more stuff to build and have around your home and to be able to create and craft and transfer. Very exciting. That's all I'm going to show you for now, and you're going to have to fill in all the rest of the pieces yourself. So like you just saw pretty much throughout this whole video, this little initial raft area is actually a little bit different. I used to have everything packed onto the raft, but I've made a proper bedroll and the chest and sort of taken it all off the raft. We're also going to make this campfire here like a working campfire. So you'll actually, right now it's just for looks, but you'll be able to actually click on this campfire, light it, and passively heal right at the start of the game. This is also a working bed that you sort of get for free at the start of the game, and this is a working chest that you get for free. This is a whole bunch of stuff that we're doing to the island to make the experience way better. So I'll go through some of those things and ideas right now. A lot of you have been noticing this woodcutter's lumberjack's hut for a long time. There will be a lumberjack that will live in this hut in the big update. That's all I'll say about that. We're adding in a lot more world quests into the game and just stuff to find and things to explore. So this boat will be transformed into a larger boat, and this will have a little mini quest and like an item. This whole little island right here has actually been altered to make it better for building, to add like a little staircase. I was about to say suitcase, but staircase out the front of here, which makes it easy to build on. So I've made a lot of the map a little bit easier to build on and just conform to building a bit better, and I'll continue to do that over the next sort of few weeks. Now the birch tree forest has nice yellow grass. It looks a little bit more birchy than what it used to look, and we're adding in a lot more sort of points of interest and just stuff around the map. The initial tutorial for the game and like the onboarding process for the game is going to be a lot better. We're going to do a better job at teaching everybody how to play Lens Island and sort of ease you into the process. Step 2 of that is making the town way better. It feels a little bit like an empty Hollywood set. You know, there's a lot of stuff to do in the town, but it just feels a little bit empty and quiet. And now we're going to make it way less empty, way less quiet, a lot of stuff to do, a lot of people to talk to, little quests and little things to repair and fix up. And generally, like, I'm just going to zoom out now and just sort of like break the facade. The whole above ground of Lens Island will change. Not only that, there's going to be a whole new world. So I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself here. Let's take this conversation to the whiteboard, and I'll quickly try and show you some of the stuff that we're going to be working on for this massive update. All right, let's go to the whiteboards. So I don't think I can show much of this at all. I'm going to show you guys this. All right, are you ready? I'm going to unblur this in a second and then pause the video, and this is some of the things we're working on. Are you ready? Yeah, bam. So this is some of the things we're working on, one tiny little part of the big update, and that's all you get to see. All right, so we are now in Unity. We're in Lens Island. As you can see, I'm running around, and the cool thing about me running around is I'm using a controller. You can't, maybe I should get recording. Give me 1 sec, I'll edit this in post. All right, everybody, here's my hand, so you can see, look, that is actually making Lens Island move, which has never happened before in the game. We have never had control support publicly up until this moment. So we're doing an update in around a week or two, and that is one of the big things. We included key mapping recently. Let me just go back to my mouse now. So if I go to controls here, you can see control scheme. You can change to mouse based or WSD. And then there's all the controls here, which you can actually completely rebind to different things. But it does work, and it's going to work for Steam Deck. It's going to work for PlayStation, Xbox, all the different controller types you have out there, even like the Steam controller itself as well. All of you will see it in the next couple of weeks once we sort of push this update out live. Okay, I'm going to head into the caves now and show you the next thing we've actually added in, and this will also be included in the update coming up. It's exclusive to the caves, and it's something you've all been asking for a long time now, which makes combat in the caves a lot easier. If I go into my backpack, I have 34 stone, some coal, and some salvage metal that I just collected. As you can see, I don't have much health. I actually have 13 health. It actually is ticking up a little bit, so I'm going to have to fall off one time to get it lower. What I'm trying to show you is you can now drop a backpack when you die. So if I roll off now, I will actually die when I get respawned back up top. And you can see a little sparkling backpack has spawned there on my death body. We just need to do one little final polishing pass on this mechanic just to make the backpack like actually sort of match the angle of the ground that it sits on, so it's not just sort of floating upright. But mechanically speaking, the backpack actually perfectly works in the game right now. So if I go to my inventory, I have 0 of all these materials. Boom, get to pick up my backpack and actually get back all the materials I lost. So previously in Lens Island, if you die in the caves, you're dead. And what will happen is it will reset your whole inventory back to what your inventory was when you first entered the caves. Everything else in the game saves, it's just the resources in your backpack. Though now, the way that we've set it up is you're actually having a chance to re-enter the caves. All the enemies and all the stuff that you killed when you were in there last will still remain dead, and you'll be able to sort of get back to where you were in the caves and regain your resources. It's something that people have been asking for a while now, and we've been able to add it in. Okay, we're back on the island now, and I'm going to show you, don't get too excited because this feature has been cut. And I don't know, a lot of you are probably going to be pretty sad when you see this, but it's a mini-map. So we have been trialing a mini-map behind the scenes for a long time. Everything that you can see here, all these sprites and the icons and everything, are just really placeholder, all the colors in the map, everything. As we were testing and implementing the mini-map, it had some really, really big gameplay changes. It cut down gameplay time by more than double for a lot of players. Sometimes literally like people were playing through the game 5 times faster, but it was a less enjoyable 5 hours. It sort of ruined the fun of exploration. Because the way that we designed a lot of our levels, especially the caves, really hinged off the idea that the player needs to explore and learn and sort of understand their surroundings. But the second you have a mini-map, you just go through the caves once and then you get it, and you have something that tells you exactly the pathway through, and you don't get that really like beauty in exploration, like that sense of going to an unknown place for the first time and slowly learning it. I just wanted to let you all know that, yeah, we were working on a mini-map. It's not quite ready, and I'm not sure if it ever will be ready. So we'll have to see how it goes. But this is the unfortunate part of game design that a lot of developers don't talk about, and it's always a bit of a touchy topic because stuff gets cut, and stuff doesn't always get cut because you can't do it and it's not within like the scope or the time frame. Sometimes like mechanics and content gets cut from a game because it makes the game a worse game. So as developers, we're trying to make Lens Island the best game it can be, and if we add a mechanic that fundamentally changes the foundations of the game, that is something really serious that we need to really heavily consider and sort of take into account. And the Minimap was one of the things that fundamentally changed the game of Lens Island, and it's going to take a lot more thought and a lot more sort of planning if we are to add something like a Minimap in the future. So that's all I can show for today's Dev Diary. I know I try to cram a lot in, but there's also so much, like heaps and heaps of work that we've been doing that I can't show just yet. The plan is to have a Dev Diary go up once a month at the minimum, and I'll keep you all in the loop with the progress. There will be an update coming out in the next week or two, adding control support and some of the stuff I showed, plus a fair bit more, a lot of bug fixes too. And then we're going to take a bit of time off from doing active updates, and we'll be doing one huge, gigantic update, as I talked about, later on in the year. We shall sort of take Lens Island, going from sort of Lens Island, 0.1 and take it to like 0.5. It is going to more than double all of the content, and I quite literally mean that. It's going to be a big one. So I will keep you in the loop with how that big update goes over the next few months. And thank you so much for watching, everybody. Have an amazing day.